Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a dynamic effort upper day. But a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. These videos are going to be pretty brief because I'm trying to clip a lot of the excess footage because it takes YouTube so long to process my HD workout videos that sometimes I'm sitting here waiting 2 hours to make it live. It gets ridiculous. So today, we went with the straight bar again, went to bands. I did 5 different grips. I brought my grip in about an inch every single set, did a 5x5. We do these about 60 seconds apart. 100 pounds of bands, right? So we're running a lot of band tension. The weight wasn't super heavy based upon my predicted current maxes now that bench is coming back up. And what I noticed as I watched these, something has shifted. I used to be faster with closer grip. Now I'm noticing I'm getting the best speed with wide grip. And I did go outside the rings as far as my pinkies, but I think for a while moving forward, I really need to just stick for overall shoulder health. Pinkies on the rings, that's a good wide grip. I probably don't need to go more than that. I'm chasing 2 or 3 pounds or 5 pounds on a max bench down the road, and I don't know that it's worth it there. But I do need to get a relatively wide grip. I need to get good at it. And I think that's going to be pinkies on the rings. So, again, messing with my setup a little bit, trying to stick more flat-footed because I'm finding that because I do so much hamstring work, my hamstrings cramp when I get up on the balls of my feet. And I like that setup on the 5th set the most. Although my bar speed was not so good on that 5th set. I bled it out, my speed strength, and again, I'm noticing the closer grip, I'm not as good. And maybe it's because of tricep strength is tapered off, which we're going to work on. I'm going to work on a lot, but I'm going to be working a lot on movements that are going to get me powerful out of the bottom. So we're going to do a lot of incline overhead pressing. We're going to rotate a lot of movements, right? I'm going to have something in each of those slots. Every time it stalls, we're going to rotate it. People are like, where's all the dumbbells? I did a bunch of dumbbell work for weeks. Okay. It was starting to stall. You guys are going to notice I'm going to do a lot more 6s on multi-joints, and I'm going to stick with 10s on a lot of other movements. What do we mean bigger other movements? Single joint stuff. Right, I really like the 10s for those, but I think for a while I'm going to push a little bit more tension. So we're taking the reps up on speed work, right? And we're going to bring the reps down slightly for multi-joint hypertrophy work. But we're not going to go as low as 5s. I feel like 5s we're getting too low. This is where we get beat up. I've always feel like that 6 to 10 rep range is that sweet spot for hypertrophy, to where we're balancing fatigue, stimulus, getting good growth and everything with not getting beat up. And I have no idea why the camera is turning redder today on some of these. It does what it's going to do. So I had to calculate some of those. And so for the floor press, I ran 37 pounds of chains with 225 on the bar, 3x6. These, I went ahead and went up to 275 since I'm going to do 6s. And people are like, well, they're slightly cheating. And I don't care because I'm combining a strict row with it also. We're getting the best of both worlds. Right, we're getting a row with a little body English, and we're going to get real strong on these. It's going to carry over to my deadlift. Right, I want to get stupid strong on these. And we're going to do supplemental work for rows. Keep that in mind too. We're doing hammer curls, we're doing rear delt flies, things like that. So we're addressing my weak links on my rowing so that we can keep the back really growing. But these felt good. Like I had reps in reserve. So a goal needs to be, I need to get these up to 315 for 6s. Okay. Incline, these went really good today. I was really happy with incline today. Did all paused reps. Just did 205 for 3x6. Okay. Short-term goal, 225. I need to get these up to 225 for 6. Okay. It's a good short-term goal, just like we have a short-term goal for those rows. And the rows I'm going to probably keep in even if they stall. If I have to, I'll add change or something because I don't want to take that cheat row out. My deadlifts, I think, just a bent over row. It's not a true cheat row yet, but I need to get those stupid strong. All right, the incline though, why are we doing this? Chest, front delts. I need to overdevelop my delts. I need more chest for my benching. That's why we're doing flat work. That's why we're doing incline work. I do need to overdevelop my front delts. Need to overdevelop my triceps. And I'm adjusting my tricep work. I've done a lot of extensions lately. They haven't done anything. I feel like my triceps are smaller now than they were when I was close grip benching the heaviest. What was I doing then? Some dips, some floor press, but a lot of JM presses. JM presses that everyone didn't like. They said, oh, those aren't right. But my triceps were bigger and stronger. And then I was doing, phases of band work for restoration. Okay. I think I need to mess with the JM presses, variations of them. If I have to, some dips, rotate stuff around. Okay. Band work to keep my elbows healthy. But I need to put some real weight on my triceps. My triceps have not responded at all to higher reps with lighter weight, smaller movements at all. The only time my triceps seem to get big and strong is with big weight. Means stuff like JM presses, dips, close grip benching. And then I can do band press downs for restoration, blood flow tendons. All right, these went good. Seal rows, I'm like, same thing. If we can do, going to do sixes, let's go up on weight. Went up to 215. Sixes felt good. The last rep, I felt like I was able to almost hold it at the top. Right? Felt really, really good. So I need to progress on those. All right, these bothered my shoulders a little bit last time because I gripped it too wide, so I went in closer, went up 5 pounds. With that close grip, felt so much better on my shoulders. And my shoulders are just destroyed today, by the way. They are destroyed. Because even the JM presses really seem to hit my front delts to some extent. The way I do them, at least. Right, the way I do them. But with these, we got 3x6. Right? And with that closer grip, we're doing wide grip on the other stuff. Overhead pressing, I have to close grip, it seems like. Right? But these felt good. Didn't hurt my shoulders the same way. Because my shoulders have actually, I noticed they were a little cranky from doing these last time because I went too wide. I went outside shoulder width. I got to keep it in there in close for overhead pressing, and I do good. Now, we'll rotate this with dumbbell work. We'll rotate it with bars, whatever we need to do, different bars. Going to do it mostly seated, though. I don't need the extra load on my spine. I really don't. I do so much back work, right? We do so much back work. I can't afford it. And people can argue about that all they want. The standing press, I do more standing heavy work than most of you guys who are talking smack about it. Right? My axial loading is way higher. I can't afford it for a shoulder exercise. I really can't. All right, the JM presses, I kind of looked at what I used to do and said, okay, what can we do? Let's try to just do 135. Now, for those who are like, that's a close grip bench, it's above my face, right? A close grip bench touches your chest. This is not above my chest. It's above my upper neck or around my chin. First set felt terrible, looked terrible. Second set, I got in my groove, cranked out 6, realized, okay, my pressing muscles were shot for the day. I have to stop at 2 sets. We got to stop at 2. Otherwise, I'm going to run into some issues. Again, my shoulders were pretty well hammered at that point. So then what do? Rear delt flies, hammer curls using the 40s. Okay, we need to build up that upper back more. Now, I'm doing rowing even on my upper days now with the axle bar, or on my lower days. I do 2 types of rows. I do a bent over row with little body English and a seal row. 2 very different back stimulus. But I need those rear delts, traps, rhomboids. I need them to get maximum stimulation. So what does that mean? We add the smaller movement, the rear delt fly. It will supplement my rowing. Hammer curls builds grip, builds forearms, builds biceps, brachialis, radial brachialis. It is, many top benchers feel that the hammer curl is one of the better arm exercises to add to the bench. And it makes sense. It will also improve those JM presses. All right? In addition to being a supplemental lift for my rows. Because if that's a weak link, because I do feel a little bit of that forearm and stuff limiting some of my rows a little bit. They get a lot of pump. We keep building that area, my rows will go up quicker. So it's kind of like, look, we need to get stronger at rows to get stronger at deadlift and to get stronger at benching. So how do we get stronger at the rows? Well, we've got to work on the weak link for all the different rows too. And again, hammer curls feel like they address that for me. So that's what we're doing. And the same thing, the extra upper back work with the rear delt flies. Also, that finishes out my shoulder development. Why? The rear delt fly is not just a rear delt movement. Look at all the data on it. It is 95 to 98% as effective for the side delt as a lateral raise. It is a side delt exercise. We ended up getting a lot of work for those side delts because of all the rear delt work and pulling, and then some of the overhead pressing. A lot of it splash over. This is a direct side delt exercise. That is what the data shows. So we are getting the shoulders there. Getting a lot of work. And then on the hammer curls, I managed to hit a rep PR with the 40s at the end for my last movement. So I was happy about that. It means we're progressing. Very happy with today's workout overall. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.